Hey guys, welcome back to Growin Crowin. Today we're going to bring you something just a little bit different. We are in our new enclosed trailer that we bought last November. Our intentions with this is to turn it into a camper on the front end and a toy hauler in the back so we can take our side-by-sides and our kayaks with us when we go kayaking. We have a fifth wheel camper that we really love, and it's great for when we all go. The kids go with us, but we aren't able to take our own personal kayaks. So a lot of times we either rent the kayaks at a place or we have to take 2 trucks to get them there. So with this trailer, the idea is we can, head up north maybe and take our side-by-side on some of the trails or be able to throw those kayaks in. So we finally got started this weekend. So the first thing that we did was took all the walls out, all the boards out for the walls, put some insulation up, put those boards back in, and got a nice clean white coat of paint on them. For now, until we know that this is something that we're gonna enjoy using and pulling, we're gonna keep it kind of bare bones. It's a little bit hard for me because I want to decorate it and make it really cute, and I got some good ideas of how I want to do that. But for now we are gonna do just the basics. I did, however, talk Aaron into letting me, we're gonna paint the floor a dark gray. Right now it's like that garage floor stuff where they threw the little speckles down. I get it, that's what the trailer was for, hauling little midget race cars or something like that. But if we have a chance to paint it and make it a little cuter, let's do it. So we're gonna start with that. We're gonna cover the next thing after this weekend is we gotta cover the ceilings to get some aluminum up there, clean those up and make them look a little nicer. And we are gonna add just a small bathroom up front with some cabinets and a counter space. We did pick up a sink fairly cheap this weekend. So that will be one of our next steps. And then we're gonna put in a Murphy bed for us. So it will fold up into the wall. So that'll be part of the upcoming videos that we'll have for you. And still trying to decide what we're gonna do with the back end. So if the kids are with us, we may start with air mattresses. We may somehow rig up so we have some hammocks in here, which I think would be really cool. So we're hoping to bring you guys along for this ride and kind of learn with us as we take on this next project. Oh, hey guys, I'll do a formal introduction. If you don't know, this is my husband, Aaron, and he's gonna talk to us about what kind of trailer we got and what we're doing with it.
We ended up buying a 33-foot bumper pole, triple axle trailer. Our other camper isn't big enough for some of the stuff we do. Can't haul kayaks, side-by-sides, things like that. So we're just gonna kind of make this one simple up front, living quarters, and still be able to try to get some kayaks and side-by-sides in the backside of it. Today we're going to start taking out all the OSB, tear all that down, start insulating the walls, get the OSB put back up. For now we're just going to paint it, and up in the nose there we got some plans of maybe doing a small bathroom, kitchen, and spot for a bed and some eating areas. Just going to try to keep it pretty simple to begin with and take it out a time or two, see how it works before we get too deep into it. So we'll get started today and see how far we get. We also got a max air fan we're gonna put in at the top. The rain cover is busted on this old one here, so it's leaking water through. So we're gonna change it out, put a power vent in there, try to get some more circulation. Hopefully at some point get some windows in this thing, get a little more daylight in there. So we'll see how she goes.
Okay, so the first thing that we did was just kind of clean out the trailer and get rid of everything that was going to be in our way. Then we went through and started taking off the trim. This was pretty thin, so it was simple to do. We just discarded that because it's not something that's going to go back up on the walls. After that, Aaron went through and made a mark on each piece of the OSB so that we knew once we took it out exactly where it was going to go back in. That way the screw holes were able to line up because we were going to reuse all of this. After all of that was taken care of and carried out of the way into the barn, we did another quick cleanup and then started on the process of cutting each piece of foam board to fit into each of those slots. This was not an easy task, or at least time consuming, because you had to measure each piece, each section, to make sure that it was going to fit in that next slot. So it was also incredibly messy. The foam board just shed this little beads of foam everywhere. So when we sawed into it, we were all completely covered. The shop was covered. The dogs were covered. It was in our hair. It was everywhere. So it was a mess by the end of the day. I did have to leave in the middle to go to work for a little bit. So when I actually got home, they had got a ton of work done and had even the ceilings done. So they made good progress. Once all the insulation was installed, then the guys came through and ran silver tape down each one of the joints. Then it was time to start carrying back in those boards of OSB and putting every little screw back in. It was a good thing we had 4 of us home because it made it go a lot faster. By this time of night, we were all really pretty exhausted, but decided we would go ahead and start painting to get at least one coat on the walls. Finally, about midnight, we had finished the painting, and I had the bright idea of doing a fun posed shot of us at the end where we all just look exhausted, because we literally were. And I had intended on doing a freeze frame with it, but decided to keep it as a video because the look on Chase's face when I told him to lean on his sister was priceless. After all that work, we were teasing Aaron because he hadn't actually pulled the side by side into the trailer to see if it would in fact fit. He had just done some measuring. So we did convince him to pull it in and make sure that it was good to go before we continued on. That afternoon, we ran down to a local wholesale resale shop. I think it's kind of like an overstock place, but they have anywhere from couches to mattresses to kitchen sinks, that sort of thing. So we were able to find a pretty cheap chunk of laminate countertop that we're going to use and cut down for the kitchen area, and as well as some tables that will lay flat against the wall. So that was a kit. So we got 2 of those, and those will go somewhere near the bed area up front to make a kitchen table or a desk or something like that, somewhere we can sit and eat inside if it's crummy weather outside. Our last stop was Menards, where we grabbed a small sink, some plywood and wood to make the bathroom portion, as well as the paint for the floor. Thanks for joining us today. Be on the lookout for more videos as we transform our trailer into a camper.